Getting your CDL license that's company sponsored versus private trucking school. Check it out. Some pros to going to private truck driving school: you're gonna be able to earn your CDL license in a matter of about 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. It does, of course, depend on what school you're going to. And another benefit to private truck driving school, a lot of them are gonna offer nighttime classes. So if you got a daytime job, you're gonna be able to definitely just head over to your school right after work. And that's exactly what I did. You might be asking yourself, how long does it take to get your CDL license? It does depend on the state, I believe, but here in Washington State, the law does require 160 hours of training. On average, it looks something like this. Classroom time, 40 hours. Proficient development, 16 hours. Combined lab training, range, and observation, about 70 hours. Training and backing maneuver, 16 hours. And about on average, you're gonna get 18 hours of driving on the street to pass your skills exam. Some more pros of going to private truck driving school: it's gonna allow you to stay close to home because you're not gonna have to travel too far. Private CDL school is definitely gonna give you good preparation to pass your exams, as mentioned before. Also, they're definitely gonna help you with job placement. This one is probably my most favorite. The class sizes, they're a lot smaller, which means that you're gonna get more one-on-one time, which is definitely gonna be helpful for backing. Trust me. When it comes to private truck driving school, it's pretty cool because they're gonna allow you to either get a Class B license or a Class A license. You get to pick and choose the endorsements that you wanna add. However, let's not act like there's not any cons to private truck driving school. Some of the cons: attending CDL school is definitely gonna set you back because most of the time you're gonna have to pay up front. And not everybody usually has that type of cash. Another con is you're not gonna get paid while you're doing your CDL training through private truck driving school, but it's gonna offer that flexibility. You might train in poor equipment, but Brandon over at P&W CDL Training has awesome equipment. Check him out if you're ever in Yakima, Washington and wanting to get your CDL license. And he didn't pay me to say that. He didn't mention me or anything to say this in the video. I just highly recommend him. Attending private CDL school, another setback: you might have to take some time off work to complete your training, which can be financially costly to your family if you have a family or even yourself to support. And so that's why that's a con. If you're worried that you're not gonna have a job after going to private truck driving school, you should be, because no job is guaranteed once you get your CDL license through them. But most of them do have a job placement program that they will help you out with. Even though most truck driving companies are gonna require 1 year after CDL school, they will still usually help you find a job. Let me know in the comments down below, did you guys go to CDL school or company sponsored CDL training? And don't forget to subscribe. Let's check out some pros to company sponsored CDL training. One of the biggest pros, the company sponsored CDL training, you're gonna have little to no upfront cost. No down payments or anything. Usually they're gonna make you sign a 1-year contract or so in exchange for some training. Super helpful for anyone who don't have those funds necessarily. The cost is usually about $5,000 or more easily. But after your CDL training with said company, whoever you decide to work for, usually they're gonna take out $40 or more, whatever the payment plan is, out of your paycheck every week. Still beats paying all that cost up front. Oh, check it out. Company sponsored CDL training, that means you're hired. So you're not gonna have to worry about looking for a career after you get your CDL, which is another benefit. Training with the company that you're going to work for means you're hired. And now you won't have to mess around with finding a trucking company. Problem solved. Another pro is you're usually gonna get paid for your training, unlike private trucking school. I didn't say it's much though. Once your training is completed with that company, it's pretty cool because they're gonna assign you a truck that you can call your own home. But there's some cons to company sponsored CDL training. When they offer free CDL training, that usually comes with signing that year contract, as I mentioned before, which if you back out that contract, then you're gonna have to owe a lot more than you would have if you just went to private CDL school. But look at it this way: just sign the contract, get the year or 2 experience, and you'll be able to move on to a better company. Another bad thing is if you have family or you have a good career going on, the companies that offer free training, if they're not local, you're gonna have to travel all the way across the United States or wherever they're located, and that can be a problem. And a lot of companies, even if you are locked into that 1-year contract, you're still gonna have to pay that tuition back. And when your training is complete, you're usually gonna work for lower wages. Ask around, I'm not making this up. I don't think that's fair. During your driver training, you're probably going to have to team with another driver, sleeping in the same truck together for about a few months. And a lot of people are wondering, if you did just go to private truck driving school, how much you can make as a truck driver. This video here will explain that.